everyone, welcome to my garden. My name is Anna. So this year I had way too many tomatoes that I wanted to grow. So I decided I would try to grow some in pots just to see what happens. And I planted one of them in, I think it was like early March, and it's doing great. I am growing banana legs, this one right here. So this is a determinate tomato and it's doing fantastic. I actually really liked it. So what I did, I planted all of my indeterminate tomatoes in my raised bed. And those are doing great. They have the space, the root system has the whole earth to spread. And for those, the indeterminate, you can grow them in pots, but you will need at least like a 15-20 gallon pot for them to be able to grow throughout the whole growing season. So I didn't want to do that. So I separated my tomatoes. All of them are, the indeterminate are in my raised bed, and my determinate, I'm growing them in pots, which banana legs is doing awesome, which is a determinate. Here I have a Roma tomato, which Roma tomato is a determinate. So I will be growing that in pots. And I got this one from Walmart. It's a Baxter's Bush Cherry. So it's another determinate tomato. It's a tiny little cherry tomato. So I'm excited. And here it is, Baxter Cherry Tomato. So I will be planting that today. And if you want something even smaller than the 10 gallon, you can grow geranium, kiss, and cherry falls, which I have in a pot already, and it's doing pretty good. I have, I think, 2 of them in pots. And if you want something even tinier, I think this is like an extra dwarf tomato. This is a orange hat. It's tiny, teeny, very cute little tomato. But I tried growing these, I'm gonna say like a few years ago. And yes, they are very cute and like they grow good in a little pot. I grew them in my grow tent over winter. And the flavor was not very impressive. It was almost like bland. I don't know if because it was grown inside, so I should give them a try and grow them outdoors. So I must start a few seeds just to see how it does growing outdoors. But I'll be prepared to be watering like crazy this tiny little thing, because that is another thing that in pots, when it's like, the heat of the summer, you're gonna need to water a lot. So that is one downside of growing vegetables in pots. But I'm willing to give it a try, since determinate tomatoes, they produce all at once. They grow way faster and produce sooner than indeterminate tomatoes, which is like, which one is Brandywine? I think that is a indeterminate. Dr. Witchy's. What is that other one? Black strawberry, that one is indeterminate. So that would be my best advice. Make sure you know which tomato you're growing. That way you can give it the space it needs. And not only that, so you can have success with your tomatoes. So here I will be planting my Roma tomato and my Baxter's cherry tomato. Baxter's bush tomato. So now the soil that I'll be using, you want to use the best soil you have, because since you're planting it in a pot, you want the best soil nutrition that you can for the tomato, because the better the soil, the more tomatoes it's going to give you, and it will prevent like root rot, it will prevent like blossom end rot and all those kind of things. So you want to give it good potting soil. Now here I have my 10-gallon pot. I'm gonna add some of this stuff at the bottom. And my reasoning for this is because since we have to water more often, all the nutrients are gonna flush out faster than in a raised bed. So I'm adding my cheaper soil at the bottom and then I'm gonna put my expensive or better quality potting soil at the top. That way whenever we water, you know, it washes out through all of the rest of the soil. That is my, how do you say it? That is my theory in it. So I'm just gonna go with it. But you can add whatever potting soil you want. I'm gonna get a little bit more of that one. Hold on a second. Okay, so now I have a little bit less than half. It's not the full thing. Then we use, well, at least I'm using Happy Frog. This one right here. I usually use this potting soil for transplanting my baby seedlings because I do see a big difference in my plants when using this potting soil. I mean, there's other ones that I've been wanting to try, but I haven't from the same company. So I might give those a try just to see how it goes. But for today, I'm gonna use this one. I think it's the perfect amount for this part. I left it outside and it's kind of wet. Ah, the smell of the soil is so good. I love it. Okay, so we want to leave a little bit, like an inch or two, so whenever we put some mulch at the top, we have space and it's not spilling or flying out, or whenever we water. So now the pot is ready for planting. Now here I'm gonna use from the same company, Happy Frog. It's called Jump Start fertilizer. Now I left it outside and something chewed it. Was trying to get in there, or maybe they did get in there. So the instructions of this says that for new container plants, mix 2 tablespoons per gallon of soil, and we have a 10-gallon, so it's like a cup and a quarter. I'm gonna say about a cup. Let's do that. So we're gonna use about a cup. Stuff is very dusty. I mean, it smells like, I don't know, it smells weird. Not horrible, but it's like earthy. So I'm just gonna mix it on the first layer of the soil. You don't have to use this stuff. You can use Biotone by Espoma. It's pretty much the same thing. Or you can just use your all-purpose fertilizer. So there we go. Soil is ready. Let's start with Baxter. I find that name funny. Let me see, this plant has been in there for a while. We're starting to get a little tangled up in there. Can you see it? So, that was a squirrel. I placed a few bird feeders around my garden, and the squirrels got into it, and they dropped pretty much all of the seed. I'm sure they ate some, but they dropped a bunch of bird seed on my little bed by the window. And there is so many sunflowers and who knows what growing there. I'm talking like a whole freaking like padded bed of like sunflowers. Horrible. Now I have to clean it up. Okay. Oh, one thing. With determinate tomatoes, you really don't have to, and I think that you shouldn't plant them so deep. Just deep enough that they anchor, but not very deep, because these don't need to be planted deep, since they will give you all the fruit at once, and it's not the same as the indeterminate. The indeterminate will keep growing and growing and growing, you know, as long as it stays warm. But the determinate, they don't do that. So you don't have to put them so deep, because their life cycle is not that long. So I wouldn't remove any suckers. Don't trim it up so much. You can just cut the bottom leaves just to prevent it from touching the soil. That will help you get rid of like disease and stuff like that. So you don't want the soil to be touching your plant. But yeah, she's all in, ready to go. Now we have the Roma tomato. So let me show you the banana legs. It's doing great. It's already fruiting. There's tons of little fruit on it. So yeah, let me show you that. So you can see I did the exact same thing as with this tomato. So let me go get banana legs. This is banana legs, ladies and gentlemen. She's beautiful. I have a little support of like a tripod, and it's working good so far. We got some wind the other day and it kind of like broke it, so I just need to tie it from the middle again. But yeah, there's tons of tomatoes. I've been trimming some of the canopy leaves on it, just so I can see in there and make sure that there's no pest on it, because I've been checking on them daily, because my other tomatoes on the raised bed, they already have a lot of like caterpillars and stuff. So I've been keeping an eye on this one to make sure there is no caterpillars on it. But yeah, I think it's doing great. There's tons of tomatoes. It looks healthy and happy. I've been checking on the water. The mulch definitely helps keeping the pot moist. I think she needs some water today. I don't think I watered it. And yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm enjoying growing tomatoes in pots. I hope you give it a try. I don't know. I guess that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.